This is a sports catastrophe production. Hey there, ho there, it's Jeff Carter and welcome you to another sports catastrophe birthday boy. And birthday boy for today, June 21st, is an icon in soccer. It's weird how, I do the same sport for both this day, birthday boy / girl. Usually it doesn't happen that way, but this guy, I know it was huge. He was the sixth president of UEFA. He had a term for 8 years. He's 66 years old, born in 1955 on June 21st. Anyway, he was a former French football player, manager, and administrator. He was unfortunately banned from the sport as president of UEFA in 2015 for involvement over ethics violations. The ban will be for another few years, so basically he can't have anything to do with soccer. He is one of the best footballers of all time, winning the Ballon d'Or, or the best player in the world, 3 times, 83, 84, and 85, and was 7th player of the century. All that. Platini would play for Nancy, St. Antonin, and Juventus at club level. He was pretty good. He actually was a prolific goal scorer and part of Juventus' 1985 European Cup campaign, although that would be tainted because of the Heysel affair, as I said in a previous video. Platini helped France win the 84 Euros and got to the semis of the 82 and 86 World Cup, but of course they both times they faltered. Together with Alain Giresse, Louis Fernandez, and Jean Tigana, he formed the Magic Square of the French team in the 1980s. He actually was his country's record goal scorer till 2007 and was the European record holder for goals with 9. Career-wise, until Cristiano Ronaldo just broke it. But Platini was only in 1 Euro, 1984. So basically he was the French national team coach for 4 years and actually co-organized the 98 World Cup in France. He was the first former player to be UEFA president. He was chairman of the Technical and Development Committee for FIFA and the vice president of the French Football Federation. Sadly, though, he was banned from football administration for conflict of interest. So basically, he would play for Nancy. And Platini helped that team win the French Cup over Nice. Platini's first World Cup appearance was not so bad, but fans hated him because they couldn't progress much and all that. So, Platini signed a contract with St. Antonin in 1979. Which was funny because that was when he got a massive injury. All that. His 3 years at St. Antonin were a mixed success. But unfortunately, St. Antonin, or Les Verts, as they call it, could not do well in European championships. Although they did win a few UEFA Cups. So anyway, Platini won the French League title in 81 with St. Antonin, but they lost twice in French Cup finals to Bastia and Paris Saint-Germain. He would basically join Juventus and got the number 10 shirt. Platini had a difficult introduction to Italian football, mostly because, there were many members of the Italian squad that won the 82 World Cup at Juventus. He was a major target. However, Platini, with teammate Sybrak Boniak from Poland, said, we need a change of tactics. And basically, Juventus did good. They got to the European Cup final, losing to Hamburg of Germany, but the Italian Cup champion. He won 2 Serie A, her Italian league titles, with Juventus in 84 and 86. The Cup Winners' Cup in 84, as they beat Porto. The 84 Super Cup, between the winners of the Champions League, the European Cup / Champions League, and the UEFA Championship. And they got the Intercontinental Cup in 1985, going over to Japan to face the South American champions. He was three straight years being top scorer in the Italian League and European Football of the Year 3 times. Unfortunately, the European Cup final against Liverpool in '85 was overshadowed by the Heysel disaster and all of that. It was amazing. Platini would be the only guy to score a goal as he's from a penalty kick. Some people actually criticized Platini for not celebrating Juventus' win, basically for his lack of restraint. No, his lack of restraint. Basically, he was shouting and all that. Platini did not figure he knew the disaster scale. So anyway, Platini helped them win the Toyota Cup against Argentinos Juniors. And was named man of the match. He would retire with Juventus in '87. He did okay for the international tournament. He was actually part of the '76 Olympic squad in Montreal. France lost the quarterfinals to East Germany, which was weird. East Germany had a good soccer team, but anyway, he would take part in the '78 World Cup and all that. However, they were drawn in a bad group with Italy and Argentina alongside them, so basically they couldn't survive the first round. And then came the World Cup in '82. He did pretty good for himself. France had a chance to beat West Germany and get to the World Cup final where they would face their old foes, Italy. It was called one of the great matches in World Cup history. Sadly, though, this was also the match that Harold Schumacher basically made a mess of things by colliding with Patrick Badiston of France, probably on purpose. And the referee didn't call anything vicious on the German. It went to a penalty shootout and West Germany won that one. Platini said this match was his best memory of his career, even though it was a terrible loss. By Euro '84, he made a lot of things. He got France was hosting Euros on their own soil. Basically, that's why they qualified. So basically, his individual impact was huge. As France would score 14 times in Euro '84, with 9 of them his own. He scored against Denmark, the winner against Denmark, and scored a hat-trick against Belgium, as France easily won their first-round group. Platini would be the hero in the semifinal against Portugal by scoring a goal late into extra time. And he basically helped France beat Spain in the final, scoring a free kick goal. Platini was not in peak physical position for the '86 World Cup in Mexico. However, he was a hero when they beat Italy in the round of 16, 2-0, and then he helped France against Brazil in the quarterfinals. Platini would score the equalizer, which helped France and Brazil go to a penalty shootout, and France won. Platini didn't score his shootout goal, but they did win the game. They lost to West Germany in the semifinals and took third place over Belgium. And of course, France lost to Poland in the '82 third place game. Platini was part of the France squad that took on Canada, the Soviets, and Hungary in the group stages. And, Canada held them to a 1-0 win. Platini decided to retire. He was a great midfielder and helped out all that. He was named coach of the French squad in 1988. He tried to get France to the '90 World Cup, but that failed. So he shifted focus to qualifying for the '92 Euros. France did pretty well in the qualifying stages. They looked good. Unfortunately, France suffered and didn't get out of the first round of Euro '92, which famously was won by Denmark. Platini decided to step down as coach. So he was part of the group that was the organizing committee for the '98 World Cup in France and did pretty good. And then he got the UEFA presidency. And it was amazing. Platini backed caps on wages, transfer spending, and foreign ownership of clubs. And he wanted to reduce Italian, Spanish, and English clubs in Champions League from 4 to 3. He tried to run for FIFA presidency and all that, but he didn't like everything. Unfortunately, his corruption caught up to him. Following the ongoing corruption case, and after his announcement that in July he would run for FIFA president, Platini was involved in the case. Sepp Blatter made a disloyal payment of $2 million to Platini and all that. They said we investigated against Platini in between as a witness and an accused person. He was basically found guilty of ethics violations and banned until 2023 and all that. He tried to appeal his suspension, but no. Platini would also claim that the 98 World Cup draw was fixed so that France and Brazil could not face each other until the finals. All that. There was trickery over the draw. And Platini was questioned over the World Cup being awarded to Qatar and all that. So anyway, he scored 41 goals for his country in 72 games, which isn't that bad. All that. You have St. Anthony win the championship in French championship in 81. Help Juventus win 2 Serie A titles, a Coppa Italia, a European Cup, a Cup Winners' Cup, and the Intercontinental Cup. And of course, in '84, help France win Euros. So that isn't so bad. One of the best French players of all time. And I say he did it his way. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do.